One thing that I struggle with a lot is that every time I'm scrolling on social media and I come across incredible art made by talented artists, I immediately start comparing myself to them. I start comparing my art skills to theirs, the amount of followers they have, the amount of likes they're getting, and so on. And I've noticed that that comparison leaves me with this feeling of lack, with this feeling of envy. So what I want to do is to try out a more healthy approach to that comparison. Instead of comparing myself with other people's journey and seeing all the steps that are missing me to reach to where they're at, I want to look back at my own journey and see all of the steps that I already taken. So for that, I'm going to be comparing my current art with my art from 10 years ago. I remember around 10 years ago, it was when I discovered what digital art was. And I did this through a website called DeviantArt. I saw all of these artists creating masterpieces, but I couldn't understand how they did it. So I was reading the comments and I saw they used something called a digital tablet. I did some quick Google research and I begged my mom to please get me a digital tablet. And she did. She gifted me my first tablet. It was a Wacom Bamboo. And when I did my first drawings on the tablet, I was disappointed. I quickly came to the realization that the tablet did not come with talent or skills included. I had to get those separately. These were my first drawings with the digital tablet. So how does someone who was not born with natural talent develop skill? There's a book called Grit. It's by Angela Duckworth. And there's a conversation she had with the psychologist Anders Ericsson. She mentioned to him that she has been jogging since she was 18 years old, around an hour each day. She has run thousands of hours, and she couldn't understand why she wasn't a second faster than she ever was. So Ericsson asked her this one question: is there a specific aspect in your running that you are trying to improve? This technique is known as deliberate practice. This is how you develop expertise. It involves improving performance on a specific task. This is how professionals train. They track their goals. They see where they're lacking, they see where they're struggling with, and they see mistakes as reasons to improve, not reasons to give up. And for years, I did the opposite of this. I draw for years over and over similar things, the same things, because eventually it became easy to me, but it came to a point where I was stuck in my art. I wasn't improving anymore. There's a paper by Jonathan Cohen. It's called the 85% rule. And I'm going to read what it suggests. When trying to learn something new, you want to make the difficulty of what you're trying to learn such that you're getting things right about 85% of the time, and that you're making errors about 15%. You want to make tasks a little bit harder, but not as hard enough that it becomes overwhelming. And you repeat and you refine. By doing deliberate practice is when I started to see huge improvement in my art journey. I took courses, I went back to the fundamentals. I started learning about shape language, composition, structure, the structure of each individual feature of the face, values, rendering, colors, and so on. I know how difficult it is to work on something you care about so much and to try to stay loyal to it even though you're not seeing the results you want to see. But progress takes time, and most of us quit, lose hope before we get to see our potential. I hope that by sharing my art journey, it somehow inspires you to keep going, to acknowledge your efforts and to celebrate those small wins.